So if you turn it right down, I know this is obvious, it smokes a lot. So if you turn the air right down, so when you turn it up like that, see the difference? Just to demonstrate the extra air. Right, so we're in the studio. I've been giving it a bit of thought. I've got some extremely mad people around me. So no, you don't want to go on about that, but there's people who are fucking mad, right? And when some people get older, well, they get worse. And a lot of the sort of things that they think aren't mad are mad. Right, never mind that. Right, okay. Right, so what we've done is, some plan is, now, so this is a bit of a mix up, this whole sort of composition, so I'm going to stick with this kind of Westerton arms. Imagine you're sort of lying down, as the photographer was who took that picture. It must have been sort of crouching down, looking up, you know. So I'll stick with that for this element. So what he was looking at was sky, and the sky came right down. So what I'll do is I'll lighten it right up, so a light blue, white sort of sky, so that the clear definition of the clock. And I'm going to put a pavement in, you know, pavement. So what I need to do is, I'm not exactly sure, but if it would need to be sort of light grey, but the problem is I don't want it to clash too much with that. So I think what we'll do is the pavement would come in, sort of going, let's just call it, say it's sort of going that way. I mean, it is a sort of juxtaposition of everything. What we'll do, it's hard to say, should it sort of go up that way or across that way or just down there. I think what we'll do, we'll keep it low, so that means that it's a sort of visual effect. We'll sort of try to keep it light grey, is what a pavement is. Or maybe we could use that type of... We can make it round, like, so let's get a pencil out here. So I don't want it to clash with this though. Basically, what would it be if it came? This is all a bit ahead fuck with it. Probably, or should it be up? Yeah. See, the reality is there would be sort of buildings going down that way, but I don't want to start doing building stuff because it'll detract from what I'm doing, you know. So the whole idea is the image is this clock sort of trying to run away from the mini, I suppose. So let's just stick with this is the pavement, right? So there. And then what we'll do is I've shared the picture on Facebook so I can find it from my computer, and we've got like grass, we've got trees there in the edge of that. So what we'll do is we'll light blue all the way down there. Okay? Right, I'll see if I can find the picture. So I'm just gonna what I've sort of been thinking about is the fire, the log burner. So It's when I came out here, I turned the air right down, and it was like I looked up and there's loads of smoke coming out. So I went back into the house, turned it up again, and now there's no smoke coming out. Well, there is smoke, but not much. So I think it does make a big difference how you operate your log burner, yeah. And obviously, if you're in the, you're not necessarily aware of that. So it's just like, I think that's why I'm sort of learning how to use it better than what it was when I first got it, So it was interesting how I went back in and put the air back up again, came back out here and looked out the window and there was hardly any smoke. So I think that might be something I should maybe think about. Or at least, trying not to fuck people off too much, although some people are arseholes, but I think, yeah, so let's just put this blue right down here and we'll call that the pavement there. I think sometimes some situations like you get some people, like I've got neighbours on one side who are really nice people, and they're just not really the moany faced types, but they're just decent people, and equally you get some types that are just a bit weird and seem to. There is types of people who will complain about anything, especially since I actually did a lot for them, but that was because they were using me, and I sort of knew it, and then I could see the lunacy in some people, so people seem to think I'm like not right in the head, but I think you'll find that a lot of people. I could give you an example of that sort of thing. There's a guy on YouTube, and I talk about him quite a bit, and he does bus spotting and stuff. And so I was telling this lady about this. Oh, that's fucking nuts, right? But it's easy to criticise other people without looking at yourself, isn't it? And that particular lady I told about that has got a real problem with buying things, like a sort of hoarding type thing she does. So because she she could do whatever she likes, but it's having a bit of self-assessment is what I'm talking about here, and self-reflection. And quite a lot of people will never do that, they just self-reflection, you're having a laugh. But they're quite easy to point out that somebody else is like slightly nuts or something, or doing something that's really strange, that's nature of people are like that, so this is the so I'll put a bit of white on there because it got damaged, but no, it's not white. Where's the white? See what's happening with the white? It's disappearing. Right, so that's gold round there, eh? It's actually gold in that clock. My problem is that I can have a tendency to overreact to people. It's a sort of feeling I've got. So I tend to underreact in everyday parlance or terminology. I'll underreact, and then the problem with underreacting is that you then get in a situation where you allow things to get worse, which is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Right, was it dark green? These are darker green than that. Is that darker? Not really. We'll go. Yeah, so that's the image that I'm using. That one there. So sort of don't know how that's going to work, but I've got sort of like got greenery at the edge there, so that's going to be right in the border. I don't know how it's going to work out. It's just like one of these things, isn't it? You just don't know for sure. I mean, I can say it is getting to the point where, yeah, it's well, this bloody thing's finished, isn't it? Yeah. It's so I do use a lot of this stuff when I start this. So probably the best thing to do now is probably just leave it. Yes, so it could be that greenery is detracting from the, because it's just down there. I don't think it is. I think it's giving it a sort of cool edge, you know, like a edge to the. Because remember, that's going to be pure white right there in the border. I think the safest thing to do, and that bit there, that's the roof going up that way. I think I better probably blacken that out a bit. That's the gutter. I thought that'd be a cool little detail, you know. And that's the downpipe coming all the way down there. I mean, yeah, that'll be cut out though. I'm not going to bother with that bit there. But we could cut it across there. I think it's got a kind of sort of, I don't know, is it a Salvador? It's not exactly Salvador Dali, but it's got a kind of loony feel to it now with that blueness there. You know, that's sort of like turquoise, sort of down there, and it's heading up darker. Maybe I should have put a bit more turquoise just there, on the other side of the clock, and blended it in a bit better there. Right. It's always hard to know, isn't it? Aye. Right. I think what I'm going to do is just leave it. Come back out in the morning. That way, I'll give it a chance to dry off properly, and then I can cut around all that, and then doing the details, maybe go over the mini up for one last time. I would like to put a bit more white on that alloy wheel. It just looks too dark there. It doesn't match that one. And that'll be it, and it'll be in its frame tomorrow. We'll do it in the morning. Alright. So yeah, so I'll get that finished tomorrow. The mini clock. I think it's going to look pretty cool, pretty zany. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it actually. I could actually do it tonight, but no, I'll leave it till morning. So that colour there, that's what that wall needs to be. That colour, that sort of turquoise colour. That's the sort of colours in that picture. Right, so basically the thing about the log burner, I know this is about the art, but it's a learning thing, you know. And I had fires in various houses in the past, but nobody really cared about it back in the day, you know. Nobody would ever, like when I lived in Johnshaven, the coal fire, it was a proper council house with a proper chimney and everything. Nobody would ever say anything about what you're burning, honestly. You know, it just would never, it'd be crazy. That was 25 years ago. Well, yeah, it was 20 years ago, yeah. Nobody would have dreamt to say anything about that. I mean, the whole village had coal fires in Johnshaven. I imagine there's still a few there now, but a lot of them have. Well, there's no actual gas there, so I'm not sure. Probably a lot of them use electric central heating. So, I think the thing is with a fire, burn it like this. So if I go out and look now, if it's burning like that, but if you turn that thing right down, it'll smoulder and you look up and there's loads of smoke. You know, so it's just learning how to avoid too much. It's also got a lot to do with the atmosphere, if it's not windy and stuff as well. Obviously if it's really windy, I suppose you go and look and the wind's blowing it away, it'll be miles away before you even get a chance to look at it. But you know, alright, so thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe. We'll get in the next video and we'll have the great unveil tomorrow when the Mini will get put in its frame. I need to get some more frames for the next lot that I'm doing. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye!